Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Along This Spiritual Journey. So, the reason that they say it's never too late is because it's a state of mind, it's a state of being, it's a state of consciousness. And the never too late that people who have come before us speak of, and people who have wisdom and our elders, is that they're saying this journey is not about your physical reality, it's about your spiritual graduation, right? We have to learn how to respect and honor this physical body, which is the spaceship that walks along and uses this journey to travel us from point A to point B. It is the thing that retains all of the memories of the experiences that we had or the emotions that we retain in that moment of experience. But that's not our full existence of reality. This is where people have legacy. When they say, what's your legacy? Existence is pure and it's beautiful. But some of us are driven for legacy. And legacy is a bit different because legacy is saying, as much as I love this human body and this human experience and this human existence, I'm still going to perish from this earth, and I would like to leave a living legacy, which would be all the work that the avatar did via or byproduct of listening to a healed soul's alignment. Because remember, all soul work, if you're able to step into that place of letting go and letting God, the soul has to know how to forgive its past memories of what it did and who it used to be. This is why we get trapped, and I believe this is true. You don't have to believe this is true, but this is where I feel people get trapped in personality disorders because they're allowing the soul to remember who it used to be, and then it's allowing those past memories come back to life in the consciousness of this avatar, this physical person, which is then shown in many different outputs to people who may find it interesting or off-putting. It's just how it is. I mean, a lot of times when I was younger, the stuff I speak about, someone would say I'm crazy, right? Back in the day, now more people are open and willing to listen to spiritual communication because we all have a soul. Even if the soul is not awakened, I know people say people don't have souls. I don't believe that. Anything that is a sentient being that is alive, blinking, and have organs comes from source, comes from some type of creator. I feel we all have souls that are asleep in us. What that looks like in all species is domestication. That's why when we have an animal you take from the wild, or you have a child that you take from a place of poverty who's going through a hard time, and you put them in a space that they can thrive and they get love and attention and consistency, that imprinting and that bond now has become whoever is actually loving me is now my parent. It's my parental overseer. This is where we have to learn that that is all we're meant to do for this human body, is keep putting it in situations that are going to prevail it to go to the next step without stopping the soul's journey. When we say, do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, no one really gets to decide what their life outcome is going to be, because it can all just be swift and gone. Like that show on Netflix, it's like The Last Days or something, where the lady, she's going into the office and it's the distraction, because at the end of the day, that's what we're all doing. It's a distraction. We're just working just to work, just to do stuff, just to make life seem a little busier, because it seems exhausting, because this is a checkpoint for souls and memories and spirits and humans to live together. Most places in our spiritual realms, you have to have certain attributes or be born into that energy to live it. In this human realm, from what I understand, we are living the physical pain. We are living the physical energy. We are living the physical thoughts, which is totally different, which is why manifestation is so important. Because when you, the ego, say, okay, I'm not going to hold myself captive to an identity that was created for me. I let that go. I forgive. This is my life. I do what I want. The main thing I have to do is take care of my body. This gives the soul a free pass to now forgive itself, because they can be like, man, and all my other past lives and all my other situations, they never did that. They didn't let me have this space to just let me figure out who I wanted to be. I just kept getting bombarded with the thoughts and imprints of my past. And so this is where it's like, just let it be what it needs to be, because life is going to keep happening. But what we can do as a soul is we can prepare ourselves for the next passageway, because we do know that we're all going to pass from this earth one day. It's inevitable. And so all you can do is stop fearing it and start building for your next passageway. And if you continue to either dig a tunnel, which is the self-deprivating energy of woe is me, nothing works, nothing happens for me, versus walking up the ladder, because the ladder is still in the tunnel. You got to climb out, and once you climb out, you got to do a lot of walking. The journey don't stop. So that's a whole nother expression of saying that when you start letting go and just letting yourself say, we have time, you have time. Think about how fast a year goes. Think about how fast 5 years go. Literally a decade just flew by, and you're just like, how did that happen? When you're younger, it doesn't seem like it, but after you pass through a few decades, it gets easier and it goes faster. It goes a lot faster than you think. You're like, why did that seem so slow when I was younger versus now? Because when you were younger, those were the first stages, and every part of your development and your existence is in that reality. But once you step out of that, and now you're just a soul hanging out inside of this body, because of all the things that you learn, what you're going to learn as much as you can as a functional human, right? Once you're to that point, you got to go back inside. You got to go back inside and figure out the purposeful spirit and let that come out. Because now when you say there's more time and there's you have nothing but time, you realize the soul is infinite. It literally has nothing but time. And so this is a point in time where it's a video game. And if you have the moment in time to remember your consciousness of who you are, then play to the best of your ability to set your soul up for winning versus setting it up for the same cycle that's already done. This is why some of us, like myself, when I feel like, why am I here? Why does this feel so long? Why is this so... because we've done it before. Old souls, we've done it before. And we have been spending our time in time continuum trying to figure out, why can I not figure out this dang earth video game level? Why is it so complicated? And some souls ascend and some don't, and they're always like, why are they able to ascend and I can't figure it out? And I'm like, because it's not about figuring it out, it's about just existing within it. Let it be. Know you did the best you can do to set your soul up for the next checkpoint, and then it will come back with full life, full vitality to do what it's supposed to do. This is why some of us come back remembering memories that people are like, how do you know this? How would you ever know this? It's like, because my soul did the work last time, so that this time I remember. And even if I look crazy to the rest of y'all, and even if I don't make sense to a lot of people, and even if they're not on this journey or even understand this journey, those who are entering this journey will understand how to welcome it, and they'll know how to trust it, because they're going to remember the checkpoints along the way, the seeds they plant. They're going to be like, yes, Jah told me about that. Jah warned me about that. Jah spoke on that. And now, because I have built a purpose around understanding how to trust my soul and how to speak to my soul has allowed me passage into what we call the higher spaces of third eye and psychic work and being clairvoyant and clairsentient, because now that my soul understands it has nothing to be ashamed of and nothing to hold on to, this ego of my human knows that, and now we can both receive from source to do something great. And so it's like, great, I have all these mission plans if you want to take them. There's always some mission over here, over here, over here, over this dimension, over here. If you want the journey, and if you accept it, then you get flown off into your spaceship, and that's when you see people have full-blown identity changes and rebrands, because they learn how to rewrite their story, which helped them rebrand themselves and their spirit, which then allowed them to rebirth into their soul consciousness, which is being able to be in your higher self. So you have plenty of time. Trust and believe me, loves. All right? Besos. Mwah.